fallopian tubes. I'm gonna go ahead and do the female first so you can get to see that. Alright, so way up in here, this little tiny ball. Yeah. So this little ball is the ovaries. So those little balls are the ovaries, and there's a little tiny squiggly tube coming off of the ovary. It's kind of tough to see. I'd have to get real close. That's the oviduct. So if you see a little squiggly tube coming off of the ovary, that's the oviduct. This squiggly tube is the fallopian tube. The fallopian tubes are going to meet up in the middle. I need some pins. Let's see. That's a scalpel. I thought those were tweezers. There we go. Alright, so they're going to meet up here at the uterus. The uterus is going to be where the two fallopian tubes join together. And in humans, the uterus is going to be a lot bigger. And anything that has a litter, like rabbits, cats, dogs, they're going to have larger fallopian tubes, because that's where they store their babies. That's how they have a litter instead of in the uterus. So, this part right here is the uterus. If you look, there's a little fold right in there. That little fold is the cervix. And everything below that fold is going to be the vagina.
So what is that you're holding with the pin?
This is part of the fallopian tube.
No, right?
Oh, down here? That's the bladder.
Oh, okay.
Bladder, ureter coming off of that. So, uterus, cervix, vagina.
Oh, let me see.
Okay. Uterus, cervix, vagina. We'd pin it pretty far down for the vagina. All that is fallopian tubes. So they're also called like uterine horn, but I'm fine if you just go with fallopian tube. Alright, so that's it for the female parts. That's what they pulled out of the stomach.
Yeah.
That would be at this point time. Or chime. I've never decided how I want to pronounce that. Yours has a really cool, the hostra are all full. So that's why yours has this bumpy appearance. The hostra are full. Alright, off of the stomach is the duodenum. It's the first part of small intestine. And underneath the duodenum is the pancreas. So the pancreas is this sort of fleshy stuff right there. So that's that fleshy pancreas. The duodenum will go down into the rest of the small intestines, which we're just going to call the jejunum. Alright. Sorry, I'm just kind of all over the place because I'm trying to, there we go, find where they meet. The last part of the small intestine is the ileum. Then we have the cecum. The cecum will eventually meet up with a dead end, the appendix. So all that is appendix, cecum, ileum, colon. The colon has all those bumps. You follow it down into the end, that'd be the rectum. The last part is the rectum. So you can see how it has that sigmoid colon right there. It has the S shape. So that's it for digestive. Urinary. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. So up here we have the adrenal gland. Little adrenal gland way up high. Kidney. Slice the kidney in half. And we've got the cortex right there, medulla in the middle. Cortex on the outside, medulla in the middle. Right along here is the ureter. It's coming from the kidney down along here until we eventually get to the bladder. The bladder is going to be attached to two little ureters. You can see them coming off that direction. So ureter, ureter. There you go. And then below it is the urethra going out. Yours has a fairly big urethra, especially for a girl. But yep, she has a big urethra, but it's the below the bladder going out. But yeah, that's the urogenital. Got it? Yes. Ileocecal valve. I did forget that. That's just where the ileum meets the cecum. I'd pin it somewhere over here. It's this big thing.
Oh, okay.
It's the brown one.
Yeah,
Okay.
ileocecal valve.
Little mouth.
Yeah, it kind of looks like a mouth.
Okay.
You point it out.
This right here.
So, I'm gonna go through this one more time.
There says that it's that one, but it's this one. Yeah.